think we good. I think we in here. Let's do this right, y'all. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all already know what time it is. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's great? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. This is episode 89. My goodness. I'm your host, Ashley Lovechild. I'm joined with my co-host, my brother from another mother. Blood couldn't make us any closer. One of the best photographers in the world. My brother Santana, say something to the people.
What's good? What's good? What's good with y'all? Appreciate y'all for tuning in once again to a jam-packed show. You could have been anywhere, but you're here with us tonight. And once again, we appreciate that. Shout out to the day ones. And we're gonna get right into it. You heard?
You already know the business up in this piece, man. Let me pull up my notes. You know how I like to get my notes. So you already know this segment is brought to you by OUV Records. Yeah, I see it in the hat. The label motto is create, document, and inspire. Stay in tune with the latest music and merchandise at OUV Records on Instagram. Again, at OUV Records on Instagram. First question of the night, popular opinions. Again, these are the world's questions. Stick to the answers in the questions. All right, so let's start this off. Dream home scenery. Dream home scenery. Number one, beachfront. Number two, city front. Number three, riverfront. Number four, suburban view. Again, tell us what I think in the chat as well.
Tough. I'm gonna go with beachfront. I
You
think beach
going
property and depends definitely on the location. But if you got a very good location with beachfront, I think that should be a low key a lit spot to go to.
okay? Bet. A quick shout out to one of our day ones in the building, Rowan Jack. We thank you and appreciate you as always from the heart, for real. Rowan Jack went with riverfront. So you said beachfront. Rowan Jack said riverfront. But you said it depends on the area, right? So you're in the Miami area, you know what I'm saying, in the Florida area, Miami area. So that beachfront is going to hit a little different out there, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm?
And the view of, the plethora of the abundance of the, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
When they can, they say it love don't cost a thing. The breezies, you know what I'm saying? Roll to the breezies, you see what I'm saying? Um,
Uh,
but me personally, ah, that riverfront do hit a little different. I've had the suburban view. I got a city view right now. I love the city view right now. But I might have to go with riverfront too because that riverfront, the beachfront is just too crazy. I'll probably be the best version of myself if I get that beachfront because I'm addicted to water. I'm a water sign. I'm a Cancer, and it's something about the water. Seeing that water does something to me. That riverfront does something to me as well. It probably won't be as beautiful as the beach, but that riverfront keep me humble enough to be thankful and and still feel unaccomplished enough to like still go get it. If I get that beachfront, like I'm retired. Like yo, don't call me about nothing. I'm not doing nothing. I'm in front of my beach right here. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go with riverfront. The chat went with riverfront. My brother went with beachfront. The rest of the world at 37% went with city front. What you think about that?
okay. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I mean, I've had my fill of the city, so can't
Yeah,
because the city always has a great allure to it. So it always draws bunch of people all the time. So you can't go wrong with the city front.
yeah, yes, absolutely. All these views when you get it out the mud, you appreciate all these views. Let's get this. Like in today's economy, you just appreciate the fact that you get to get a key, open that mug, and close it. You see what I'm saying? So all these are still valid at the end of the day. So still, it's still a lot to be appreciative for if you have a door that you can open and close that is yours. So yes. All right, moving on to our next popular opinion questions. Shout out to some more people in the building. Shout out to another one of our day ones, King Prince, in the building. Appreciate you as well. Thank you for tapping in. Also, 412 Vibes. Thank you for tapping in. Pittsburgh is in the building. Shout out to Pittsburgh. All right, y'all. And Pittsburgh won, by the way. They won today. They won today, by the way. So shout out to Pittsburgh. They beat who they beat? Who they beat today? They beat Atlanta. They beat Atlanta. And it's crazy enough, the quarterback Atlanta should have brought in, Pittsburgh ended up getting, and Pittsburgh ended up beating them with the quarterback that Atlanta should have got. So hey, uh, moving on. Based on the market, which team? I'm sorry. Based on the market, which team owner do you think has the most money? Based on the team's market, which owner do you think has the most money? Number one, Carolina. Number two, Denver. Number three, Chiefs. Number four, Seattle. Let us know what y'all think in the chat. And don't forget to hit that like button, y'all. We love. We appreciate it as well.
Uh, and you said based on the franchise, the how we assuming that the owner is wealthy.
Yeah. Based on the market. I mean,
Uh,
all the owners are wealthy, but who would have the most money?
I mean, I'm probably gonna have to go with the Chiefs since they've been in the Super Bowl in the last couple of years. So just going to the bowl game is gonna draw buku amounts of money, and as the
Yeah,
owner, getting like a piece of all that. So if your team going to, you know what I'm saying, to
yeah,
chip every other year, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
looking
yeah.
like a little purse every other year. You feel me? So I'm gonna have to go with the Chiefs on that one.
Yeah, and I'm gonna just put this out there because y'all know I'm a Chiefs fan. I mean, we only been to the Super Bowl, but 4 out of the last 6 years. We got a quarterback, named Himothy. And it's Title Town. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to sound like I'm talking my, you know what I mean? I don't want to sound like that, but we rocking over there. You know what I'm saying? We the Chiefs. We not the Swifties. Okay. She still's coming to the game and all that's cool or whatever, but we the Chiefs. So, just point that out there because in the chat they trying to light us up a little bit. So. Um so you went with the Chiefs. Based on the market for me, I'm gonna say Seattle based on the market because Seattle, Washington is such a big state and there's no competition out there at all. Like they just able to like their area of where they're located. You got all those fans going to that Washington game. So based on that market, I'm gonna say Seattle. Me personally. All right. So I said Seattle. You went with the Chiefs. The rest of the world went with Carolina at 35%. At 35%. But the correct answer based on money, is actually the Denver Broncos. The owner of they have the wealthiest owners in the NFL at 70, my goodness, or a little over $77 billion.
Mm.
The Walton family. So they have over $77 billion. So they're actually the right answer, but this is based on what people think from the market standpoint. So most people went with Carolina at 35%, and they have a little over $20 billion. So they was actually the lowest on this list, and people thought it was them. So, yep. All right, y'all. But the Chiefs is at 24 billion, so they the second most in the NFL based on just money. So it goes to your point on going to the Super Bowl, and it's not like Kansas City is a big market. It's a mid market, but the fact that they go to the Super Bowl, it contributes to everything that they got going on. So that says a lot for Denver that haven't had a winning season in a minute and still at $77 billion. So
Right.
so. All right, moving on, y'all. Moving on to our next popular opinions questions. Okay, biggest change expecting after the president election. Biggest change expecting after the presidential election. Number one, defunding police. Number two, tax benefits. Number three, lower cost of living. Number four, more crime bills.
Mm, I feel like they're gonna swindle people with like tax benefits. Because since people don't understand tax benefits anyway, they get
Yes.
credit or you get a tax benefit and da 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 da. These words that they mix up together that sound good, but really don't mean nothing at the end of the day. So I think the easiest point would be tax benefits because you don't have to really produce it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's
Yeah.
not really manifest right then and there as far as like low cost living. That means you either have to lower the cost of living or you
Mm-hmm.
have to build other housing units with no low to no cost. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
For people to get in. So that means you actually we have to see that. You know what I'm saying? So which would be easier? I feel as though tax benefits would be easier because there's nothing you really have to produce. You just say that shit and da 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 da, and you may get it or may not. But by
Yeah.
then they already swindled you in, and then you know what I'm saying. They in there is like 90 days later. It's like, oh, I ain't get that benefit yet. It's like, oh yeah, don't worry, it's in the mail. It's coming. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Yeah. It's
Caught
coming.
caught up in a pipeline. You know what I'm saying? I got to go unclog the pipeline, but don't worry, it's coming. Trust me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Come to my house and check it out. Then I'm gonna send you your house. You know what I'm saying? That's how it go.
Yo, can I get this? Can I get a dollar? We'll try to get a
Yo,
slice.
I don't even got it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you hungry no more. Let me hear something, baby. I don't think you hungry. So let me hear something.
Based on the question for me, because I'm seeing different answers in the chat. They saying border closed. That's not one of the answers, but I get it. Lower cost of living. Um, what you just broke down as far as lowering costs and having more available apartments for lower benefits, I think they trying to sweep that in with giving people who are migrants the a year free and 6 months free, and I think they trying to sweep that under the fact of our stuff. You know what I'm saying? All at once, so that way they get a lower cost of benefits on this side and can say, yeah, we've been lowering the cost of living, this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, the people that already been here is still having to pay the same or more. So I think that's what they're trying to do. But what I'm expecting, me personally, best again based on the question, I agree with you. Tax benefits. I think that because most people don't understand what tax benefits means, because they don't understand the significance on when they say they're going to do a tax benefit, it goes from year to year. It's not something that is forever in stone. So people could go hammies one year and then next year they like what happened to the money that I was supposed to get? Oh, that was last year, sir. And even when they give us money up front, like a stimulus, if you make over a certain amount of money, guess what? You got to give that back. If you make under a certain amount of money, then they're going to give you double at tax time. So people don't understand what tax benefits is. Even when you look it up in Google, tax benefits are designed for people not to understand what taxes is. It's designed that way. That's why it's a crime when people try to do their own taxes on TurboTax and in other places. It's a crime because you're doing yourself a disservice. Even if you could get yourself $5,000, if you took it to an actual tax preparer, If you get yourself $5,000, guess how much that tax preparer can get you? So because most people don't understand tax benefits, I think like how what you just said that I would expect a tax benefit after this presidential election. So yeah, I know as I said, we're probably okay. All right, y'all. Again, hit that like button. We appreciate. We love. So again, I went with tax benefits. You went with tax benefits. The rest of the world at 38% with tax benefits. What do you think about that?
That's what's up. That means people paying attention. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They ain't easily getting swindled now. You know what I'm saying? There's some swindling going on, but we're not easily falling for it. So that gives me hope that certain things can't really happen that easily. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's good.
I agree with that. All right, moving on to our next popular opinions question. If you're making a movie, which actor do you want to work with? If you're making a movie, which actor do you want to work with? Number one, Regina Hall. Number two, Patina Miller. Number three, Journey Smollett. Number four, Andrea Day.
You said Regina Hall or Regina King?
Yeah, Regina Hall.
What was the other one? Patina Miller. Who's she
Patina
again?
Miller. She plays
Play?
the mother in Powers, Raising Canaan.
Oh, uh, Molet is decent. And what was the last one?
Andrea Day.
Who's she again?
She plays in the new Deliverance movie. She played Billie Holiday. She's the former singer. She's
Mm,
a, she's she's a good actor. She killed it in the Billie Holiday movie on Hulu, and she's in the Deliverance movie.
mm, Give me Journey Smollett.
Why you going with Journey? So tell me why you going with Journey.
I I know her work better out of all these other people, and the work she's done already in her catalog is pretty superb. Every work she's done, like she's pretty top tier in it. Even as corny as Roll Bounce,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Like she was
Yeah.
believable. You feel me?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
trash.
Yeah.
Her
Yeah.
acting was on point. You feel me?
Yeah.
And she's just been always top tier. Even there's one show that they canned was fucking fire, Underground Railroad. Oh, no, the Underground.
Yes.
She was in that one. That had one season, but superb work out of her in that one. And of course,
Love
what's it
country.
called?
Love.
Lovecraft. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
top tier body of work with her acting and just a believability in the role she's playing. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's go with her because I know more of her work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Me personally, out of everybody on this list, uh, I really like what I saw out of Andrea Day. I really do. She's very versatile. She played in the the Billie Holiday movie, which is right up her alley because she is a singer. But the depth that she played that role, and then seeing her in the Deliverance movie recently, she's very talented, very versatile. She's beautiful. And because of the fact that she could be funny, she could play those roles that take a lot of depth. I'm inclined to work with her as so me, I'm gonna choose Andrea Day. My brother went with Journey Smollett. The rest of the world at 39%, and there's no surprise in this, to be honest with you, because she's so talented. Regina Hall at 39%. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, it's fair. It's cool. It's straight. She's a very good actress as well. Though. Everybody on there is dope. So there's
Yeah.
no wrong answer on this list. It's just really preference.
Yes, it is. It's really preference based. It's really preference based. Yes, absolutely. All right, moving on to our next popular opinion question, our last one on the list. Best movie snacks on this list. Because last time I asked this question about the cereals, that question went crazy. People was like, "Nah, this cereal is better. Y'all didn't mention this cereal last time. Y'all talked about Frosted Flakes and honeycombs, but y'all didn't talk about people were saying we didn't talk about Golden Grams and we did talk about Honey Nut Cheerios. We gave it up to Honey Nut Cheerios, but we didn't really give it up to Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So for this particular question, what is the best movie snack on this list? Best movie snack on this list. Number one, Lay's potato chips. Number two, a glizzy, hot dogs. Number three, fruit snacks. Number four, hot pretzels.
I don't even got popcorn. Like, who's making this list, dog? What type of list is this? How you
With a
don't
pop,
have popcorn and
with,
nacho? What?
with a popcorn. I
I was
honestly,
just waiting for popcorn. I'll be like, yo, popcorn. They don't even got it on the list. Y'all niggas is tripping. What made for TV movies y'all watching? Y'all
you
watching mad Kevin Sorbo movies. Need to stop, man. What the hell? Fruit snacks? What? Come on,
yeah,
dog. What? You said fruit snacks. What was the other
fruit,
choice?
Lay's potato chips, hot dogs, fruit snacks, and hot pretzels.
A glizzy at a movie is wild crazy. That is insane, son. Who eating a
yo,
glizzy at a movie is beyond me, son. Just give me
yo,
the
that's
Lay's potato chips. I'm gonna keep it playing. You know what I'm saying?
good. You gonna keep it thugging?
Yo, glizzy at a movie is crazy, son. Crazy.
I mean, the potato chips,
Unheard of, son.
the potato chips.
This is wild, but I'll take that before I see the next man over just whole gargantuan glizzy. Just come on, bro. Yo, trailer didn't even start yet, man. Oh man, give me the Lay's potato chips.
Yo, you were stupid. You were
Yo,
stupid. All right, so you went with the Lay's potato chips. Um, I,
that's what I'm saying. The list is nah.
I'll go with the fruit snacks on this. I'll go with the fruit snacks on this. If I gotta be a $3 bag of fruit snacks, I would go hammies on that. You know what I'm saying? I've been known to go hammies on a bag of fruit snacks in the theaters. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna.
That Kevin Sorbo matinee gonna be popping, man. Now Kevin Sorbo lit. I'm not even trying to play him, but you know what I'm saying?
Yo, son, you stupid. The rest of the world at 34% went with hot pretzels. What you think about that?
I mean, I don't know. Like I haven't gone to the movie in like a month, but I ain't really see people eat pretzels like that. But I don't know.
I'm saying, me personally, I'd rather have the pretzel than a glizzy at the theater.
Oh, real? Like that's nah.
So
Like that's
that's
it. Just don't go together. You a glizzy in the dark in the movie theater is just wild. So it just that's a traumatizing movie, dog. I swear, I ain't gonna be good for you.
yeah. You stupid, bro. All right, moving on to our next segment. Hollywood need to ask us. Start this off for us tonight, brother.
Hollywood, you need to make this movie a Sappington. I need to see a movie about the legendary top tier, upper echelon of explorers, Matthew Henson. Now, he was born in August 8th, 1866, in Nanjemoy, Maryland, and died on March 9th, 1955, in Bronx, New York. And he's arguably the first Black explorer to explore the North Pole. So I'm gonna need Jordan Peele to make this movie. I need it to be like a horror suspense type joint, and I need it to star Jonathan Majors. You know what I'm saying? I need that. You know what I'm saying? Because this
Yeah.
movie
Oh,
need to be done. Because this is a feat that they don't want to give to this man, but you know what I'm saying? He already etched in the record books, but he's not really mentioned like that. But shout out to Matthew Henson for for him exploring the North Pole. And I would love to see this movie be made.
Mm-hmm. That'll be fire. Any directors that you have in mind in particular?
Mm, so it's like a period piece. So I need a good I need Ridley Scott on cinematography. I need him on director of photography. You know what I'm saying? I need him on that. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
need I'm gonna need what's his face? Spike Lee and Peele sit down with the writing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Direct, throwing Denzel in there. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. Yeah. Damn, that's you throwing Zell and Jonathan Majors in there.
I
That's
need
a
top tier work. Yeah, y'all, you know what I'm saying? I need top tier work. So put it
yeah.
together, get the budget, you know what I'm saying? Rate the
Mm-hmm.
marketing, rate the budget, you know what I'm saying? Do all
Yeah. Now that's lit.
I
I like
can't rate them. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
No
I like
no Terry Crews nowhere near this
yeah,
film.
no Terry Crews. No
Nah,
Terry Crews can't play one of the handlers with Mr. Henson.
nah, he won't play the dude he played in that movie with Adam Sandler. He just got cheeseburgers. You know what I'm saying?
I knew he was gonna say that Cheeseburger Eddie. Cheeseburger Eddie in a Matthew Henson movie is crazy. I, all right, moving on. For me, Hollywood need to ask. I would love to see a movie. We spoke about it last episode about so-called black colleges. Y'all know I hate saying the word black because we're not three-fifths of a human being or person, and I use the word melanated instead. So, with that being said, I would like to see a movie based on the first melanated school ever, which is Bethune Cookman. We talked about it before how Bethune Cookman is in one of the worst neighborhoods that you could have a university. And when you have a university in a neighborhood, it has a tendency to change the neighborhood for the better. But we're in 2024 going into 2025, and Bethune Cookman still has basically a terrible area where they go to school at. The school in itself, the dorms is terrible. So I want to know the beginning stages of choosing that area, why they went with Bethune Cookman, even though it's supposedly named after one of ours, and but also we spoke about it before, the double name of a white man as well. So you got two people with the Bethune Cookman name that is supposedly named after, but I want to see the real genesis of that. Why that area and why that area is continuously to be underfunded, and I want to see it in the movie with the proper social commentary. So that's what I would love to see on the big stage, and for them to put the budget up, you know what I'm saying? Just don't put Brett Favre, don't make him ahead of the budget because that movie would never get done. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see a movie based on that.
Nah, that's lit. That's lit. Brett Favre gonna be on the way with your money. You know what I'm saying? Wait,
I
telling you, son.
Yeah, I would love to see that. I would love to see that. All right, moving on to our next segment, our must see segment. Make sure y'all tap into the memberships. We got memberships available: Gold, Platinum, Family, and Day Ones. You also get access to your badges. You see some of our chat has badges, and you get different type of access. And for those, and you get earlier access to things as well. So again, tap into it. There's links in the bio and links in the community page. We love, and we thank y'all. Again, hit that like, subscribe, and that bell notification. Just never know when we'll pop up, even though we are on live every Thursday, every Sunday at 10:30 p.m. All right, moving on. You got some movies for us, or you want me to go first?
Nah, you can go ahead.
All right, so my three must see movies. Three must see movies y'all have to see. Again, it's Sunday night. It's Sunday night. Y'all feeling great. Check these movies out throughout the week. These are must see. So my number one must see movie came out in 2004. It's called Twisted, directed by Philip Kaufman. Stars Ashley Judd, Andy Garcia, Samuel L. Jackson, Richard T. Jones, Bruce Monovich, and Lisa Kay. Fire movie about a police detective. Um, her father and mother passed away, so she's following the footsteps of her dad of being a detective. And then the guys that she's has sexual encounters with started getting murdered, and you have to see the rest of the movie. I won't ruin it for y'all, so make sure y'all tap into Twisted. My number two must see movie is called Doing Hard Time. Came out in 2004, directed by Preston Whitmore. It stars Boris Cujo, Michael K. Williams, Sticky Fingers, John Carlo Esposito, Regine Gomez Preston, Charleston Whitfield, William Johnson, and Jasmine Lewis about a father. He loses his son. Um, his son get murdered from street thugs or whatever it may have you, and he gets himself arrested on purpose to land himself in jail to have a close encounter with the man that murdered his son. So make sure y'all see the rest of the movie because that's just the top part. So y'all got to see the rest of the movie how it plays out. So again, that's called Doing Hard Time. My final must see movie is called Pacific Heights. Came out in 1990, directed by John Schlesinger. Stars Michael Keaton, Matthew Mondome, Melanie Griffin, Tippi Harden, Don Hedaya, and Beverly D'Angelo. I'm sorry, Beverly D'Angelo. I got tongue twisted. Great fire movie about a young couple who decided to rent their downstairs apartment, and once the new tenant gets in there, he's on purpose driving his uh his landlord's crazy, and you have to see the rest of the movie. Again, I won't ruin it for you. So again, that is Twisted, that came out in 2004, Doing Hard Time, that came out in 2004, and Pacific Heights, that came out in 1990. Must see movies. So check those out.
All right, top tier movies, top tier movies. Chat, you know how I do. I always got a theme for my movies. This Sunday is no different. So my theme, shout out to you, Ron Jack. I thought about you with this one. My theme is brothers in arms. We don't really talk about our soldiers and what they really have to sacrifice when they put that uniform on. So these movies really showcase the sacrifice that our brothers put in through. First movie on this list is Hacksaw Ridge. Came out in 2016, stars Andrew Garfield, Luke Bracey, Vince Vaughn, Teresa Palmer, Sam Worthington, Hugo Weaving, Rachel Griffith, Richard Price, Nathaniel Booswell, Luke Plager, Milo Gibson, and Richard Roxborough. It's about this Olympian who has a chance to go to the Olympics, but foregoes that opportunity and joins the fighting effort in World War II, gets captured by the Japanese. They find out that he was an Olympic runner, and they do everything they can to try to break him. And gotta watch the movie. It's a fire movie. Andrew Garfield really portrayed what how can I say this? Like he really portrayed what the embodiment of never giving up really truly means when you really push to the breaking point and knowing that if you give up, your brothers is gonna be next in line. So you stand with your brothers. Fire movie. You just gotta go see that joint. You know what I'm saying? Next on the list is another good one. It's called Fury. Came out in 2014. Stars Alicia Van Rittenberg, Brad Pitt, Eastwood, Michael Pena, Christina Wolf, Jim Parrick, John Isaacs, Jason Isaacs, Xavier Samuel, Jonathan Bailey, and Zach Avery. Another World War II depiction movie, but it follows a tank regiment, and it basically just showcases the brutality of war. Like, there's a scene in the movie where you have the American tank regiment fighting against the Nazis, and then there's a scene where it's like you really can't tell the difference, who's the good guys, who's the bad guys, because at one point, it's all the same thing. Because when you fighting for your life, does a uniform really matter? You know what I'm saying? So this movie really depicts that and really just showcases, like, just like Dave Chappelle says, like, people will give up anything just for a piece of chocolate, and the frivolous of things, and it just showcases war. It's just the worst thing that we could possibly do to each other, and it's like Fury really depicts that. And last on this list is a very good movie also, We Were Soldiers. Came out in 2002, stars Mel Gibson, Sam Elliott, Greg Kinnear, Madeline Stowe, Chris Klein, Barry Pepper, Russell, John Hamm, Desmond Harrington, Ryan Hurst, Luke Benward, Taylor Monson, Eric MacArthur, and Robert Bagnall. This one depicts the Vietnam War and some offensive that, you know what I'm saying, the Americans was on, and Mel Gibson's character is basically the captain leading his soldiers into this battle, and it just really showcases just real brotherhood going into the heat of battle with your mans. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, when the bullets is flying, y'all going straight towards the bullets. You know what I'm saying? I gotta respect the man that goes towards the bullets. You know what I'm saying? Like, no fear, just going towards it and going to get his man. And it's another thing about getting these medals that people don't realize. Like, for you to get these medals when you at these jobs, you gotta kill. You know what I'm saying? It's not customer service and you did really good at customer service. You gotta body somebody. You know what I'm saying? And the more people you body, the more medals you get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So shout out to
yeah.
the people who got these medals, because they got a couple of notches on their belt. So these movies just showcase brotherhood in arms, showcases how strong, when you in the midst of fighting, how you lean on your brothers can get you out of it. So these movies is Hacksaw Ridge, Fury, and We Were Soldiers.
Fire movies. All those are classics in my opinion. We Were Soldiers is, fire. Fire, fire, fire. So make sure y'all tap into all those movies. Again, it's Sunday night. Feeling great, feeling right. Tap into those movies. These are must see movies. And don't be afraid to come back and tell us that you've seen them, and we'll chop it up. So, again, tap in. Shout out to my brother King Prince, who
Shout out, sure.
major, major love. Thank you. Appreciate you as always. All right, moving on to our next segment, must hear music. I have a theme for the music portion because y'all like themes for the music for some reason. I guess because it's more focused. But I have to shine some light on somebody who is known to be very jokey. He's comedy gold. But in his heyday, when he was focused on music, he did make some fire music that I want to share and highlight on making sure y'all get some of these songs on y'all playlist. So I'm gonna shout out Ray J. I'm gonna shout out Ray J. So these are the three must-have songs on your playlist, especially for Ray J. Number one, Everything You Want, fire song. Number two, What I Need. Number three, Out of the Ghetto featuring Shorty Mac. Fire three songs that you must put on your playlist. I know some of y'all like, yo, what happened to Sexy Can I? And One Wish. Y'all know those songs. Y'all know those. I'm talking about songs y'all really don't know for real. And that's Everything You Want, What I Need, and Out the Ghetto featuring Shorty Mac. It's a must for the playlist. All right, moving on to our next segment, our classic show segment. You got a classic show for us?
Definitely, it's a good show to watch. Definitely liven up the mood from our brotherhood in arms. So this show, you know what I'm saying, show Orange is the New Black. You know what I'm saying, about women in prisons. You know what I'm saying, so a good time. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
had 7 seasons. It came out 2013. It's a Netflix original. Again, it's called The Orange Is the New Black. Stars Taylor Schilling, Laura, I think Prepon, Uza Udube, Danielle Brooks, Natasha Leone, Kate Monglo, Taryn Manning, Samara Willie, Yael Stone, Dashka Paulenko, Salinas Lavila, Laura Gomez, Laverne Cox, Nick Sandor, Michael Charney, Adrian C. Moore, Elizabeth Rodriguez, Leah D. Larissa, Jackie Cruz, Jessica Primtel, and Dale Soylitz. Ooh, sorry. So a lot of people on that. It's a great show. It just showcases the life and times of women in prison. And the main character was, dibbling, dabbling, and some trafficking. Got caught up. Now she had to go sit down, spend some time in lockup. And while she's there, she runs into her co-defendant, and you gotta watch the series to find out what happens. So fire series. Um, got 7 seasons, so you got a bunch of episodes to binge watch. Again, dope. Again, it's Orange and New Black, and it came out in 2013.
Fire choice. I love the choice. It's so funny. The girl that they picked for the main role, she don't look like she had no business with no type of crime. But if people see who's in jail for real, most of them don't look like they belong there, and people don't have this like real look on their face. Like, yeah, that dude is a criminal, or she looked like a criminal. Like, so that show depicted that so easily. When you look at majority of the women that's in there, they don't look like hardened criminals. You know what I'm saying? So looks can be deceiving and is deceiving. All right, my must see show for this episode. It's a classic show as well. It's the Wayans Brothers.
Mm.
Wayans Brothers came. The stars Sean Marlon Wayans, John Witherspoon, Anna Marie Hortfield, Jermaine Hopkins, Janet Dubois, and Phil Lewis. Fire show about two brothers living in an apartment in New York City, trying to make their way through. Their father's heavily in their life, who runs a diner, and from there on, the comedy just it's just an abundance of comedy. It's a great show. A must see show. I think the Wayans Brothers was on for 4 years. If I'm not mistaken, I think they have four seasons of the Wayans Brothers. No, they have 5 seasons, and it came out in 1995. So if you got access to watching the Wayans Brothers, make sure y'all tap into the Wayans Brothers. All right, y'all. You got some cologne for us?
Definitely got some cologne for y'all. You already know you look good, you feel good, you smell good, you're gonna do good. So the cologne of choice today is Chanel. And the fragrance for men is Blue de Chanel. Can never go wrong with Chanel. It's a fire fragrance. Lasts the test of time. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's been around, this brand's been around for I think about 100 years now. You know what I'm saying? Close to it. Close
Wow.
to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So, I mean, Chanel is a good brand, and the scent is classic. Can't go wrong with it. And the ladies love it. So, you got to go get it. You know what I'm saying? So, get your bottle of Blue de Chanel. You know what I'm saying? You can't go wrong.
that's all. That's all that matters, as long as the ladies love it, right?
And that's why we get it.
All right, y'all. So moving on, you know what time it is. It's time to rap, y'all. This segment is brought to you by Brock Robinson. This segment is brought to you by Button Snaps, where you get classic movies, shows, documentary, original content for your viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, Button Snaps. Again, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Tap into the memberships. There's links in the bio. We love, and we appreciate all the support that we get. Thank you. All right, y'all. First hot topic of the night. NFL player Odell Beckham Jr. was booed as he was getting kicked off the plane over safety protocol, not wanting to comply with safety protocols. What do you think about that?
Like, just get fly private. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta comply with safety protocol, blood. Like, I don't understand.
Hmm.
Like, you fly all the time. What's the issue? It's,
Hmm.
it's stupid. Like, just apply. I mean, comply to the rules, and that's it.
Hmm.
Simple as hell.
Yeah,
To make this complicated.
yeah. I mean, I watched the video, and whatever was going on, it really seemed very unnecessary. And that's just bad press, bad. Like they always say, all publicity is good publicity. Because no matter what situation you go through with somebody in live, that it's going to be somebody anyway that's going to rock with you on the other side of it. But those people, that's going to be their first and last impression of you, and you messing up your money. But let's say he wanted to drop a book 20 years from now, and some of those people like, you know what? I remember meeting him. He was a jerk. And because they say that out loud, and somebody that they know may have heard it, be like, yeah, I probably won't support him either. So I think it messes up your sales or your image in the space of being a public figure if you don't uh truthfully give the right image, so to speak. Like if you're out being an asshole just to be an asshole, that's going to come back to bite you. Now, if you happen to have a bad moment and it was somebody else doing some f stuff, then you'll get that grace. So it's just a bad look overall. Like you said, if you don't want to deal with safety protocols, then pay the extra money, fly private, and you won't have these issues. So I agree with you on that as well. So I have seen people get kicked through for nothing, kicked off for nothing, putting a mask on their 2 year old. Okay, oh wow, wow. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild, Roman Jack. Yeah. So I mean, for this particular instance, again, fly private. You know what I'm saying? You play in the NFL, so there's no issue getting from city to city. You know what I'm saying? Either way. So it feels like an unnecessary situation in my estimation. All right, moving on to our next hot topic, y'all. Rapper the rapper the Brat, legendary rapper the Brat, files for divorce with her wife Judy over their newborn son. What do you think about that?
It showcase women can't even be with women. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Showcase women can't be with women. So, like, what do you want to say now? Oh, it's because of the baby, because it's a boy. That's why it broke y'all up. 'Cause y'all gonna find some way to escape accountability somehow, some way. You know what I'm saying? So I
Hmm.
wonder what it was. I wonder what she used as a reason to divorce her wife. Like, this is crazy. Like,
Hmm.
thing. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. I mean, they had a show together that was supposed to depict their love as like the purest love and finding their person, and they went into the portion of they showed their engagement, they showed the birth of their child to be. Remember, their birth of their child is not like neither one of them was in a relationship with a man and they choose to have a child together. It was, not basically, they went to a sperm bank or a sperm, donor, and they got what they got. Not saying that it's bad, but they didn't go through a traditional style of having children. So based on that alone, the foundation of the relationship is not traditional. So you're going to get untraditional results, and you're going to get, and it's so weird. You get all these untraditional results, but they want something somewhat traditional, but your foundational is not traditional. So being at the brat file for divorce, it just goes to show that a lot of women don't know what they want, and it is what it is. So women can't even deal with women. We talked about the last episode where, women that can't deal with women anymore, but they didn't want to deal with men, right? Because they felt like they couldn't be in the control of the relationship, so they chose women. can't control a woman either, and now they want to come back to men. So I mean, you can always come back home. We ain't gonna stop you from coming home, but at the end of the day, the mindset is just so warped that you're gonna constantly butt heads. And it's so crazy that most domestic situations is women on women relationships. So that has a lot to say about it as well too. So yeah. All right, moving on to our next hot topic. David Ruffin Jr. of the legendary singer David Ruffin from the Temptations, one of the lead singers from the Temptations, says his family tried to stop the Temptation movie, which is an excellent movie, by the way. We would have got it years before it actually came out, but they was trying to stop the movie from coming out because they felt the betrayal of their father was very harsh of his depiction, and because of it, after the movie comes out, David Ruffin Jr. says it was hard for him to work with people because they felt like his image was of father. What do you think about that?
I mean, Hollywood is like that. It's all who's who. It's all based on relationships. So if your name is tarnished with one person, you best believe it's gonna be tarnished all over the place because that's how Hollywood is. You know what I'm saying? And then
Mm-hmm.
that you don't control something you don't own. The Temptations, unfortunately, is not owned by your father. So the rights to the name, the licensing of the rights to the name to make movies, you don't own that. You don't have no rights to it. Your paperwork ain't on right. Your contract ain't set up. You know what I'm saying? They raping your marketing. They raping your budget. You know what I'm saying? So you have no say in the matter. So
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You
yeah,
don't. Did you like the
yeah,
movie? Basically, you
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Did you get popcorn? Did you get a glizzy? What'd you get when you went to the movie? Because
Nah, they,
that's all that really is. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Unless
nah,
you
they
have
got,
some real or some real paperwork and some real, you know what I'm saying, that could really penetrate and go through the contracts that your father signed all those years ago and all those rights, and you reverse it back. Then we could have something to talk about. Because then
yeah.
now that could help other artists. But you talking about something that you sitting in the audience with the rest of us, like I caught it at the matinee. When did you catch it?
Did you
5
have late?
now, baby. You know what I'm saying? Matinee Tuesday. What's up? When'd you catch it? You feel me? So it's like, what are we talking about here? Like, that's why I was like, the last episode, that we know about contracts with the industry, a lot of this stuff would not be going down. You know what I'm saying? A lot, 98% of how the industry is run would not be run the way if people understood and knew what was in their contracts. You know what I'm saying? This is all speculation, but from the end result, it just seems, and the saying always goes, is the artist is worth more dead than alive. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And then now we come to find out, somebody spilled the beans that there's a death clause in a lot of these contracts now. So I don't know
Yes.
if that's always been there. Who knows? Was that always a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it now? Or is it just we now finding out because somebody finally said something? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying. So you
Yeah.
talking about, oh, you the image of your father was very hard. Well, you know what I'm saying? Y'all wasn't you know what I'm saying? Now y'all ain't signed no paperwork to keep your copyrights or whatever, however those contracts are situated. I heard that they have your rights and the image and your voice in perpetuity, like
Yeah.
forever.
Yes. Yes.
So again, we ain't trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? We just want to know, did you eat a glizzy? Did you have fruit snacks? Did you have Lay's potato chips? What'd you have?
Tips.
Watch the movies. You know what I'm saying? Which one you have, son?
Hot pretzels. Which one was it? Which one was it? Um, y'all already know my foundation as an artist, being an artist. This hearing this is it sounds more self-serving because if you say we try to stop the movie, because of his image, it trickled down to my career, and I haven't had the breaks in my career because people think of me in this light because I look like my dad, I sound like my dad. You know, it sounds a bit self-serving. It don't sound like more so in the best interest of your father. Like, yo, this wasn't really him, so this is why I don't want this out there. I don't want this out there because I'm out here trying to get it, and I don't want people having that image. You know how many people in the industry that have children, and their children is the complete opposite of who their fathers was or their moms was? So it sounds a bit self-serving, in my opinion. Um, the movie was excellent. How many other artists that have movies depicting on them that, let's say that the depiction wasn't true, right? But we boil it down to contracts. If you don't have the power of the contract, then guess what? It's an empty conversation. You could try to protect it. I commend for trying to protect something or preserve something that you feel isn't true of that person's personality, being your mom or your dad. That I can respect. But to say that it closed doors because of the betrayal of his father, it sounds very self-serving. Like, I don't want to really put myself in it, but I will, right? So my dad was more like my best friend than my father, right? His energy and my energy was completely different, but we was both grown men. We both grown men, and I respect him and he respect me. I can never say what my father did closed doors on my own opportunities and doing different things in business and in music. That sounds crazy because my father is his own man. What is true, my father did go through things that trickled down to me in my personal life based on what people thought of me, right? But those people did not have a say so in my progression. So, regardless of what you think of my dad, and now passed on to myself, right? Me being my own man and me standing on my own 10 toes opens up my own doors. So, there was no extra door that, because of my father's ways, clothes for me as a man for myself because I'm a go getter. So it sounds very self serving when he says, I lost opportunities because of the image of my dad from that particular movie. That particular movie, even though it didn't paint your father in the greatest light, it made your father look like a human being. It made your father look like a damn legend. His vocals being one of the best to ever do it, ever done it. It's not like they showed him interacting with you as a child or interacting with your mom. It didn't show his family life. So he still could have been an excellent father, right? It didn't show his fatherhood in the movie. It showed the type of bandmate that he was amongst the band. So again, certain things about the people that we love, mother, father, it doesn't really affect us as kids in the sense of their betrayal because based on the interactions that he had with those people, that could have been your dad on that particular side. And they would know better because they spent more time with your father before you did at that point. Now later on, of course, you know your dad more later on. So the point that I'm making at the end of the day, you have no real power, and the only power that you have is being in control who you are as a person and how people view you. Simple and plain. All right, moving on to our next hot topic: college football news. College football news. Texas beats my beloved Michigan 31-12. Oregon beats Boise State 34-34. I was hoping Boise State would have beat Oregon. I can't stand their coach. Um, Oklahoma beats Houston 16-12. Iowa State beats Iowa 20-19. Syracuse beats Georgia Tech 31-28. They have Ohio State's quarterback from last year. Um, Illinois beats Kansas 23-17. That's a big upset. These are all marquee games, by the way. All marquee games. Nebraska beats Colorado badly, by the way. I believe that game was 31-12. No, I need to update that score. Northern Illinois surprisingly beats Notre Dame 16-14. Yeah. So which one of those games stick out to you?
Um, Probably Syracuse being Georgia Tech.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, again, they got rid of the Ohio State quarterback last year because he didn't play well against Michigan, right? And now he transferred to Syracuse and he's leading the charge. So these teams that Syracuse will normally lead to, he's up the quarterback play, on Syracuse, and they off to a nice 2-0 start. So as far as uh, Nebraska and Colorado, they look like what they looked like last year. Excellent skill players on both sides of the ball. Well, not so they had a few guys on defense last year. They have a better skill guys on the outside this year. They got some legit guys up front. They haven't been able to get to the quarterback on defense for whatever reason. They look a little better on defense. I will say that they have some pieces on defense that they could build, but that offense does not look better. Offensive line is still a focal point of the Colorado Buffaloes. They can't move people when they run the ball, and then that puts too much pressure on their quarterback by going back to pass. So you got more. If you got more, if you call it more passing plays, then you give more opportunities for the defense to get to your quarterback. They have no type of short game with running the ball, and they have to find a way. So, what do you think of the Colorado Buffaloes continuously have struggles on their offensive line?
Well, I ain't really see the game, so I can't really speak on it. So
Okay, okay, yeah, it was bad. It was bad. It didn't look good at all, and it really looks like that right tackle position and that center position. They really need to solidify those two areas. It just does not look good. But these are the all marquee games that's going to shape later on in the college football playoffs. Those names that I read, those teams that I read, y'all going to see later on that this is going to be real big. So I'm going to be giving y'all news every week on this marquee games of college football because it's going to add up. And some of y'all out there is out there that's betting. Y'all need to know which teams to get that money on. So make sure y'all tap into the college football. All right, moving on to our next hot topic. So one of the biggest movies out right now on Netflix is The Deliverance. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it was a better movie than I expected, but also not as good as I expected. If that makes sense.
mhm.
Have you heard? You've heard of The Deliverance, right? You've seen it up and out, right?
Nah.
Okay, so it was a remake of the old movie Deliverance, but they put a different twist to it, because of the supposed family that went through the natural evils within this particular house. So they moved into this house, and the things that they was going through exacerbated itself, and the demon got in their spirit through this house, and each person was affected in a negative way. And on screen, you have Glenn Close, you have Andrea Day, Monique is a great actress in her own right. They did a great job within the movie in itself. So this family is fighting this evil, and they don't realize the evil is taking over their life. And it was a very interesting movie, but these tropes that directors like Tyler Perry and Lee Daniels throw in kind of like it makes it clunky when it deals with melanated families. So the relationship between, without spoiling it for y'all, the relationship between the mom and the daughter was very contentious. So, and based on the interaction was not realistic. How they spoke to each other is not realistic of a family. So that was one of my things amongst the movie. But outside of that, this is not a spoiler. This is more of a review. I would tell people to watch this movie and form your own opinion. I think it's a must see movie. It's very entertaining to say the least, at the least, and make sure y'all tap into it. The Deliverance. All right. Moving on to our next segment. This segment is brought to you by Bravo Section. Make sure you tap into BigBravoSection.com. Again, BigBravoSection.com. Uh, go on bigbrothers.com. You can book a session with one of the best photographers in the world if you're in the Miami area. If you're not, you can still book that session, fly out, take care of your session, and you can also buy some dope photography on top of that. You got a petty thought for us?
So we know how we do now. We do our words from the Black's Law Dictionary, doing petty words. If you have any words from the regular words that you use every day that you would love to hear the legal definition was is, definitely drop it off in the chat and I'll look it up for our next episode. So the words we have for this week is, first word is informed consent. A person's agreement to allow something to happen, example such as surgery, that is based on a full disclosure of facts needed to make a decision intelligently, i.e., knowledge of risk involved, alternatives, etc. Informed consent is the name of a general principle of law that a physician has a duty to disclose what a reasonable, prudent physician in the medical community, in the exercise of a reasonable care, would disclose to his patient, exercising ordinary care for his own welfare, and faced with a choice of undergoing the proposed treatment or for alternative treatment or none at all, may intelligently exercise his judgment by reasonably balancing the probable risks against the probable benefits. So informed consent is just basically laying out all that is important for a person to make an informed decision. Obviously, a lot of contracts don't have informed consent because most motherfuckers wouldn't sign these contracts. So it's a lot of double entendres, triple entendres, words that have triple and quadruple meanings. You think one thing and they using a different, they using the fourth meaning. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
informed consent, it should be something that in all contracts should be disclosed so you have an exact idea of what's going on. And even in contracts with loans and credits, you know what I'm saying? All that. You need that fine print. And when they say fine print, it's not in big bold letters. It's like all the way at the bottom and just whole bunch of word jargon. You know what I'm saying? So the next word on the list is infringement. So infringement is the breaking into, the trespass or encroachment upon a violation of a law, regulation, contract, or right, used specifically of invasions of the rights secured by patents, copyrights, and trademarks. Do not steal people's ideas because you will get hit with infringement. You know what I'm saying? So next word on the list is the 12th Amendment. So the 12th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution was ratified in 1804, which altered the method of voting in the presidential elections by requiring each elector to vote for the president and vice president on separate ballots instead of voting for the persons for president on single ballots as before. So if they changed it in 1804, what was their system before that? You know what I'm saying? How did people vote? How did they tally the votes? How did, you know what I'm saying? All that occurred because how we vote now is definitely not how they voted back then because the massive amounts of people in the Americas today. So how could you have possibly count all these votes today? And especially how can you count all these votes back then? You know what I'm saying? So next word on the list is plagiarism. So plagiarism is the act of appropriating the literary compositions of another, or parts or passages of his writings, or the ideas or language of the same, and passing them off as a product of your own mind. If the material is protected by copyright, such act may constitute an offense of copyright infringement. To be liable for plagiarism, it is not necessary to exactly duplicate another's literary work. It is being sufficient if it is being sufficient. It is unfair. It is if unfair use of such work is made by lifting a substantial portion thereof, but not even an exact counterpart of another's work, and does not constitute plagiarism if such counterpart was arrived at independently. So if you are using other people's work, definitely cite the resources that you're using. And then also note the paragraph where you got the information from, so that can always protect you so you don't get hit with copyright infringement. So the words for this week is informed consent, infringement, 12th Amendment, and plagiarism. Again, if you have words that you would love to know the legal definition of, you go ahead, shoot it out in the text, in the chat, and I'll look it up for the next episode.
I don't care if you call it pink dog shit. You understand?
Infringement and cis. I don't like these words you're using at me. Since you throw too many big words on me, I'm gonna just take it as a sign of disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Wash your mouth and help me with this sale. You know what I'm saying?
Instead of please, may you, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the type of words you need to use when you come into my mouth. Establishment, you hear me?
My man.
Ah,
Yo.
my man. Oh man. All right, y'all. Moving on to our next segment, our Keep the Lie Live segment.
Keep the lie alive.
The Lie Live. All right, so this Keep the Lie Live segment, the election is coming up, y'all, November 5th. It's coming up. So my thing is, every election, since I've been an adult, you know, every election I gain more consciousness of what we need to look for, because it seemed like when you just turn 18 and have the ability to vote, you don't really know how to vote because you don't feel like it affects you in that moment or in the future. So it makes you, you know, you start learning little things. But the best thing you can learn is doing your own research instead of hearing hearsay, hearing somebody speak on something that's so, they sound so profound and sound so like, yeah, that's a great idea, and taking it as your own idea and saying, yes, we need to do this because I heard somebody else say it so eloquently and so, had that presence of mind to say it. Do your own research. Figure out what do you want locally. Find out what you want locally, because where you live affects you more where you live. Now, of course, for the rest of the world, choosing your presidents matter as well, because supposedly how it's supposed to work based on the popular vote is supposed to dictate to the electoral college on who the people should be voted for, because the electoral college is different from the popular vote, but we choose presidents based on the electoral college. So the electoral college is supposed to vote based on a popular vote, because if they don't, it gives the illusion that our vote don't matter. But throughout history, we see that our vote, it really don't matter. But because of the illusion, if they continue to go against the popular vote, then guess what? There won't be any more electoral college. So the electoral college has to, with the percentages, go with the popular vote, depending on the state. See how that works? So, being that the election is coming up, especially us as melanated folk, we got to learn how to vote, and we got to learn the power of how to vote. Meaning, we have to put pressure on the local politicians, because you could get at the local politicians once somebody's being, once the presidential election is popping up. That's a life of its own. That's a life of its own. Believe it or not, that's a life of its own. But your locals, you can dictate what you need locally, because the local politicians don't really have a foot in the door like how people are nationally. So learn how to get what you need for your community for your vote. And as melanated folks, we do not, I don't want to say stick together, but it's not about necessarily sticking together. It's about voting with a presence of mind to get a goal accomplished. What will be the goal? Can we come together and say, yo, in our communities, we need this. In our communities, we need that. Even if we don't say as a whole, as a melanated tribe, we say we're not going to vote as a melanation. Cool, right? So now we need to vote as your class. In this particular class, what do we need? If we're working class, what do we need? If we're upper class, what do we need? If we're working or lower class, what do we need to so that way these politicians give us what we need for our everyday lives? Because let's keep it real, these last 4 years have been absolute dog shit. Let's keep it real. This has been probably one of the worst 4 years that we've had in a long time. We cannot have another 4 years like how we just went through. So moving forward, we have to do the research on what politicians stand for and put pressure on the local politicians on what we need. What do you think about that? I got another point to make, but what do you think about that?
No, that's a fact. Just knowing what is in your local area that needs to be tackled, um, choosing the right constituency for your district. You know what I'm saying? That's important because then that can voice concerns that go to the next level and then to the next level and to eventually get to the presidency. You know what I'm saying? But first of all, the government, this country was founded on a republic. Let's put it all rip. You know what I'm saying? So you not voting on the side that founded the very sanctity of this country is just insane. Like, why would you not be Republican? You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
the mere fact that people, even if you not one side or the other, like you need to vote for what benefits you, not because this person looks or says things or has a accent like you or something like that. Like we don't do identity politics. That doesn't get you nowhere. Because a person could look like me but want me to fucking fail. You know what I'm saying? So that really doesn't matter. It's really what am I getting if I give you my vote, quote unquote, if that matters or not. What am I getting in return? You know what I'm saying? So it has to be an equal exchange. This is what you call a transaction. So we both parties have to get something out of it. So when one party is only getting their end and not giving nothing up, it's like how is that a fair deal? So basically know what your politicians reasons for going into office and what they're gonna do for you, and make them stand on it. You know what I'm saying?
And another point I want to make that getting at the local politicians is easier than what people think. You could look on their website where they're going to be at, where they're going to have their speaking engagements, and you could press them right then and there. Not in a confirmational in a confrontational manner, but in a manner where you want absolute questions. I mean, absolute answers to your questions. What's going to happen locally within our financial system? What's going to happen with the schooling in our area? What's going to happen with the jobs in our area? We have a lot of homeless people in our area. I live in Orlando, and as much as people do well in Orlando, there's a lot of people who don't do well at all. You could drive it at your local, you get onto the local ramp, you're going to see homeless people on those ramps. So again, what's going to be the change locally? What is going to be the change? They're getting at the local politicians is going to be more beneficial for your everyday life than picking a president. Who you vote for as a president is your prerogative and is your decision. But at the end of the day, the fact of the matter of this thing is voting with a purpose, voting with a purpose of having an outcome that benefits you and your family and your community. Because it matters what happens in the community. There's no purpose in living in the mansion when the rest of the community is living in the street. How can you be happy living in a community that you bypass people every day sleeping on the floor, sleeping in the street, and you living in a mansion? It doesn't make sense. That's not the type of world that's going to benefit to live in. Everybody needs to have their own, even if it's not a mansion. Having the ability to be able to have a key and possess the power to open and close that door matters. Having the ability to take a shit, a shower, and get some sleep in peace, that matters. Having a place where you can feed your family, clothe your family, pray with your family, debate with your family. That matters. And it's in a world and in a country that prides itself on family. If we pride ourselves on family the way the world says that they do, then why none of these things are being at the forefront? Stop with the trickery, stop with the spin, and let's get to the nit and gritty. That's what's going to make America great again. That's what's going to take. See, with Donald Trump in itself, the slogan is genius: "Make America great again," right? But then people who are melanated say, "Which America are you talking about?" Right? So for him, he's thinking about a place where the communities, I mean, the financial community was thriving, and that's it, right? But because I like his slogan, I'm thinking more in the sense of making America great again by putting family first, not relatives, family, the people that find every excuse to respect you and your ideals. If you're around people and you have ideals and they down speaking everything that you're talking about, then that's not family. Relatives find every excuse to disrespect you. Family find every excuse to respect you, even in disagreement. Family is who you call family. Family is real. Family is people from the heart. Relatives is a bloodline that you can't, that's not a debate. Your bloodline can't be debated. So if our community and our system is built off family, then make it make sense. Put the family first. Cost of living need to go down. There need to be more job opportunities for people who are already busting their hump day in, day out. November 5th is right around the corner, y'all. Do y'all research and vote accordingly, especially in your local communities. Remember, it's your power. Again, based on the popular vote, the electoral college has to have the illusion of our vote matter, being that it has to matter. They cannot have people not voting, because then they're going to have to make the vote that they already make already. So it has to come with the illusion. Vote, but vote wisely and get something for your damn vote locally. And that's my keep the lie alive today. Anything else you want to add to that, my brother?
Nah, you pretty much said it all.
Y'all, we appreciate y'all for tapping in. This has been episode 89. Join us for our next episode Thursday night. We're on every Thursday, Sunday at 10:30 p.m. Episode 90 is going to be special. Shout out to some of our badge members. We got a special gift coming y'all way. We got a special gift coming y'all way. We put a nice package together for y'all. So make sure y'all hit the email and leave us your address. And we got some special gifts coming y'all way. Again, we thank y'all for y'all support. We appreciate it. From episode 1, I can't remember. I gotta find out the date of our first episode, because I know our 1 year anniversary had to be popping up. Pause for the show. Our 1 year anniversary for the show has to be popping up. So I want to do special for something for the 1 year as well. Again, make sure y'all tap in every Thursday, every Sunday at 10:30. I want to thank some of the sponsors of the show: Bravo Section, Button Snaps, OUV Records. If you're interested in becoming one of the sponsors of the show, you can hit me on Instagram at Ashley Lovechild, or you can hit my brother on his Instagram at.
Bravo section _
So if you're interested in becoming one of the sponsors, hit us up on Instagram. Also, make sure you tap into the Overstand podcast. Why Understand, when you go Overstand every Monday at 9:30. Make sure y'all tap in. Got a new project. I'm working on a new project, summer of '08, my new EP. Still working on it, but it will be out soon. I know my brother got something he wanted to tap in as well.
Yeah, got some new work, working on stuff. I'll let y'all know when it's ready.
Fire, fire. Again, thank y'all for supporting us, for y'all contributions. This journey has been amazing, and we love the comments in the chat. Even though some of y'all are obviously trolling, some of y'all are obviously trolling. We still appreciate y'all anyway, and hopefully next time y'all come correct and add something to the chat that's more positive. But we thank y'all for y'all support anyway. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button on the way out. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification. Make sure you tap into the community page for your memberships and rewatches. We got tons of videos for this podcast within the community page. So make sure you tap in and watch. It's very, very thought provoking and controversial as well, and we're being ourselves. We're not saying anything for clickbait. We're being ourselves as well. All right, y'all. We're gonna see y'all this Thursday at 10:30, and y'all already know what it is. Love. And we'll see y'all this Thursday at 10:30. We out.